Hi, everyone, and welcome to the 2K Sports Season Preview Show. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with my partner Clark Kellogg, and we're ready to give you your first taste of all the big names and top teams that'll define this season. We're looking ahead to what should be an amazing year in college basketball, so let's take a look at the preseason top 25 poll and see who starts the season at the top of the heap. Here are the Big Five, the top teams in the country as we begin the season. The Iowa Hawkeyes come in as the number one ranked team, followed by Northwestern, Seton Hall, South Florida, and Duke. So, Clark, what's your initial impression of our top five teams?
Those are some terrific teams, Greg, and the thing I find most fascinating about the top five is the number of contrasting styles we see here. These teams couldn't be more different, and I love when we have that kind of diversity at the top of the poll.
Iowa is in the catbird seat to start the season, sitting pretty in the number one spot. These are the defending national champions, and they're getting a lot of respect going into this season.
Usually, last year's champs get the benefit of the doubt in the first poll of the next season. So we'll find out soon enough if their position in the top five is based on reputation or is warranted.
Northwestern is in the number two spot. They've got a whole crew of high school Mr. Basketballs on this team.
A team is usually happy to land one Mr. Basketball. But with the number they have, this could be a golden era of basketball success at this university. There's nothing but good times ahead.
Seton Hall comes in as number three. One bit of good news for them, they have last season's leading rebounder coming back for another year.
With that low post presence already established, they'll have a little bit of swagger heading into the season.
South Florida starts the year as the fourth-ranked team. They had a wonderful year last season, finishing with 24 wins.
That says a lot about the team they had last year. But trying to rack up that many wins shouldn't be their goal. They need to focus on just playing good basketball and getting to the conference schedule with a nice head of steam. The wins will come.
Duke is the number five team. They're playing in one of the toughest conferences in the nation. How should that affect them, Clark?
That'll work to their advantage, Greg, because they'll have been through so many battles by the time March rolls around, tournament pressure won't bother them at all.
Here's the next group of teams in our preseason top 25. What do you think of this group, Clark?
We've seen plenty of future national champions come out of this group from the middle of the top 25. I'm not willing to say just yet whether that is going to happen again this year, but a few teams certainly have the potential.
The Cincinnati Bearcats, the number 6 team, have been talked about quite a bit as we head into the season. They had a nice finish to the year, but it ended with a disappointing loss in the regional final.
They were so close to the Final Four they could taste it. And the memory of that Elite Eight loss should be all the motivation they need this year to work just that little bit harder. We'll see if they can get over the hump this time.
The Red Storm of St. John's, the number 8 team, have also generated a lot of interest. Certainly, they'll get a big boost from the return of their leading scorer from a year ago.
That's a big advantage for them. They don't have to spend the first few weeks of the season searching for that go-to guy. They know who he is, and they'll use him.
Okay, Clark, let's take a look at the teams that close out the preseason top 25 poll. How about this list?
This is a year, Greg, where
the San Diego State, the Wisconsin, the Miami, the Oklahoma. We've come to the part of the show when we look at the top players in the nation and unveil the next. And finally, we have Now let's move on to the second team All-Americans. Not such a bad list, huh? These elite players all have the potential. Welcome to the 2K Sports Studios. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with my partner Clark Kellogg. Coming up on College Hoops Tonight, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. We'll preview some of the biggest games coming up this week in the NCAA, as well as show you the best action from around the nation. But we begin with a special player who was an easy choice as our Player of the Week in college basketball.
Moody is a favorite to win this award every week, Greg, and he gets it this week. If there's anyone who doesn't consider him one of the best players in the country, just take a look at his last few performances.
You said it, partner. He was a scoring machine with a total of 84 points. Whenever he got it in his mind that he was going to get a bucket, chances are he got it. You can see in these highlights what determination he had at the offensive end. His opponents were physically and mentally tapped out after having to defend against him for 2 halves. Now let's take a look ahead to the games that get top billing on the schedule in the days to come. This should be a terrific matchup. Both these teams are fighting to improve their position among the nation's elite teams, and they're going to have to go through each other to do it.
Clemson plays a brand of defense that should make the difference in this game. They are a tough team to score against. And if you don't squeeze the orange, they'll take you. I think they'll be in top form for this contest.
And we have another upcoming contest that promises to be a classic. I'm looking forward to this game just like everybody else. This matchup has the possibility of becoming quite a little rivalry because these teams match up so well against each other, and it's always a heated atmosphere when they're on the court together.
St. John would be my pick here. They're so strong on the inside that I believe they'll be just too tough to match up with. It would really surprise me if that talent discrepancy on the inside doesn't tell the tale of this game.
Now, let's turn our attention to some of the action of the past week in the NCAA with our Games of the Week. We have a real surprise to show you. Not too many folks expected the result that came from this one. Loyola, Maryland toppled South Florida.
No one could have predicted this outcome, Greg. South Florida was sitting pretty as a top 5 team, but you've got to have some doubts about them after a loss like this.